Noting papers allow the DSB to raise issues and provide information to participants distinct from the formal consultation process via decision proposals. This is a summary of Noting Paper 363, Applicability of Authentication Frameworks. The report, Applicability of Authentication Frameworks, a report to the Data Standards Chair, was developed in response to the evolving needs of the consumer data right, CDR, ecosystem. The purpose was to evaluate the applicability and adequacy of current data standards authentication frameworks, compare them with global standards, and recommend enhancements to ensure the continued security, usability, and scalability of CDR data practices. The report makes several recommendations related to the use of multi-factor authentication, MFA, and other possible security enhancements. According to the report, guidance by the Australian Cyber Security Centre, ACSC, is that MFA should be used by all organisations for internet-facing services such as the CDR. A credential level, CL, is defined in the Trusted Digital Identity Framework, TDIF, as the level of assurance or confidence in the authentication process. The data standards mandates that authenticators must conform with CL1 for read operations and CL2 for write operations. CL2 requires MFA. See CDS Security Profile Levels of Assurance, LoAs. The report recommends mandating CL2 for read operations and write operations. See also CDS Introduction Normative References TDIF. Recommendations. The report makes the following recommendations. Recommendation 1. Consider uplifting the current data standards risk management maturity. Maturity in this sense refers to the Essential 8 maturity model developed by the Australian Signals Directorate, ASD. The model defines 4 maturity levels, numbered from 0 to 3. See the Essential 8 maturity model on the cyber.gov.au site for more detail. The model lists a number of strategies to mitigate cybersecurity incidents. 8 of these are rated as essential, including MFA. Maturity Level 3 requires multi-factor authentication to authenticate users for access to sensitive organization data. Recommendation 2. Consider uplifting authentication methods and mandating risk-based multi-factor authentication. Recommendation 3. Consider the Chair's requirement to make risk-based authentication data standards for consumer access to consumer data hosted by non-data holder CDR participants. This recommendation assumes that accredited data recipients may accumulate consumer data, for access to which the consumer would then require authentication. Recommendation 4. Consider maturing the management of how external standards are incorporated by reference. This recommends more complete alignment of the consumer data standards with Trusted Digital Identity Framework, TDIF, terminology. Recommendation 5. Consider conducting risk assessments for patterns of authentication to which the current data standards do not apply. This recommendation relates to investigating security options for offline consumers and others who may not use online authentication and data sharing. Conclusion. NP 363 is presented for information only, No feedback is required. If you have an interest in these topics, refer to NP 363 and its references for more detail. Thank you for participating in the Consumer Data Standards.